Hello and welcome to another Skoogage Sundae. See that? That was a placeholder intro. Yeah, I actually put effort into something that is just a placeholder. Anyway, guys, how's it going? You might be wondering, Skoo, what the hell is this? What is Skoogage Sundae? Skoogage Sundae is a new thing that I hopefully will do. I've been known to start things that I never finish, but this is supposed to be a new format in which is kind of like a weekly digest of the things that I've been doing for that particular week. So you could call it kind of a weekly vlog. Though, like I said, I mean, right now my life is kind of do this and then do that and then do this again and then do that again. So right now it's kind of like always the same kind of stuff. And if I should not be able to gather enough info for a vlog, I might not do it at all. Or I might just fill it with stuff that I think was kind of cool and just kind of talk about news and stuff. Because that's something else I see myself doing. Anyway, what have I been doing this week? I was in the Netherlands. At least I was in the Netherlands from last Friday until this Friday. Which is why I wasn't really able to reply to all of the comments. I was able to reply to some because at some points I had Wi-Fi and stuff. But other than that, I was without internet. I was internetless. I was motherless. No, that's not true actually. So what did I even do? I was in the Netherlands with my family for a week. And what we basically did was, like, for a few years, this has been going on. Every year we go to the Netherlands and rent a yacht to go through the canals with it in Friesland. So it's been the same yacht charting place for the last few years. I think like 3 or 4, and that one is based in Snake. So what we did was we started in Snake. We went on the first night. We went to Grau, then we went to Lemmer, then we went to Heeg. I have a really tough time right now remembering all the places that we visited. I think next was Makkum. And then Hinderlopen, and then Lemma again. I think. I'm not 100% certain on that, but I think that's the gist of it. Anyway, I did record some footage that hopefully you're seeing right now on screen. Just a little bit of, you know, this and that. Just a little bit of us driving through the canals. A little bit of bridges. A little bit of, you know, whatever I really felt like recording. I like put my emphasis on variety here for you guys, so you kind of see this and that. Like you see us going through a city right here, and you see us going through a bridge, or a bridge opening for us, or whatever. I don't know. I'm gonna do that in post, basically editing it up. And, yeah. That's the gist of it. So, the vacation was nice. It's really, really nice to just get away from everything for a week, especially if you have so much shit to do. I mean, I don't know how many of you know this, but I'm a student. I study electrical engineering, and I also work a part-time job, and next to both of these things, I try to kind of do this YouTube thing. As you can see, it's not really working out that well for me right now because of past mistakes that I should not have made. But basically, it's just tough, and it's really nice to just get away from all of that for a week. Even though, before this week started, this week in the Netherlands, I actually did have to do a whole bunch of shit for university. I had to do 2 protocols for 2 practicals practical things that I did. I don't know how to explain it in short. It's basically just like experiments that we do, and we have to like have a protocol for it and like write a report and stuff. So I had to do these two things. I also kind of had to make math exercises. Jesus Christ! But I ended up not doing them because we only ultimately need 50% of them, and I'm good. Like, I'm entirely good with all of that kind of stuff. The Netherlands, they are a really nice country to just go on vacation to. I mean, the Dutch are kind of my people for some reason. When I started out on YouTube, the very first like subscribers that I had were actually almost like to 80 or 90% Dutch, and the few people that were watching my streams and who are probably watching this video right now are mostly Dutch. So basically, for some reason, I got a huge Dutch thing going on. I had 2 Dutch girlfriends, and some more Dutch women interested in myself, but you know, it's somehow me and the Dutch just get along perfectly fine. I've been trying to learn the language for like about 2 years now, and I think I've actually made some progress now, especially because one of the things that I did on vacation, because obviously driving around in your yacht is fun, but if you do it for a week, you are going to have a lot of free time as well. And one of the things that I did, whenever I had Wi-Fi, or whenever I could like preload stuff, I went ahead and I did Duolingo lessons, so I'm done with Dutch now. Ik kan Nederlands praten, basically. That was probably horrible, and I apologize for everyone that heard that and is terribly offended by my terrible Dutch, but, you know, suck it up. That's pretty much the gist of it. Like, the Netherlands is a good-looking country, it's nice, the cities are very nice. Obviously, I've had experience with those in the past. And there are just some really pretty pictures that you can take. Like, Dutch architecture is really nice. Obviously, the way that there are canals inside of the city is really nice. I think only the Netherlands and Belgium do that. I'm not entirely certain on Belgium. I think it might have been another country. But I think those are the only 2 countries that actually have that as, like, sort of a normal thing, and I really appreciate that, because I think it's just really pretty to have a waterway inside of your city. Like, for example, when I was in San Antonio, what I love about San Antonio is the Riverwalk. Like, it's the greatest. I love that. And you know, having a canal through a nice looking city, it's kind of like having a like a Riverwalk, but obviously it's not as pepped up as the Riverwalk. So, but it's still really nice, especially because you can just drive through and look around, and it's really nice. Obviously, there is a lot of tourism in the Netherlands, at least from the German side, because Germans for some reason just love going to the Netherlands on holiday. At least in Western Germany, where I come from. Obviously, because it's like right there, and you're like, I want to go on vacation. Where should we go? Oh, let's go to the Netherlands, like, because it's like 2 steps in front of our front door. Like, I have to drive an hour, and I'm in the Netherlands. Not even an hour, like, probably 45 minutes, or maybe even half an hour, if I'm being quick. And I'm in another country, and it's great. And, it's just very, very convenient. But what I notice is that despite there being a lot, and I really mean a lot, of tourism in the Netherlands, people still stop and stare at tourists, which, not necessarily at tourists, but more at, like, at the yachts. What I don't understand, because in Lemmer is a city that there's just a canal, like, right through it. Like, I'm at least around a specific part of town. There's just a canal that goes right through, and people just like stop there, and I don't know the words in English, goddamn. But you know, just a lot of tourists park their yacht there, basically, and there's a lot of traffic there, like human trafficking. Pfft, goddamn. There's a lot of humans walking around that area, and just living their life. And for some reason, you still see people that just stop in front of your yacht and just stare it down for like half an hour. And I'm not kidding. That one guy in Lemma, he was standing there, like he was on his bike, and I guess he was riding his bike somewhere, or I don't know, just having a nice afternoon bike riding session with himself and his bike. But he stopped in front of our yacht, and he just stared it down like crazy. And at some point, I think I noticed him like sensually rubbing the seat of his bicycle, like, oh yeah, look at that. That is a nice looking yacht. I would love to drive that thing. Like, geez, it's a little bit creepy, and especially because when you like rent such a yacht, the inner part of the yacht is kind of your living room. Now imagine you were sitting in your living room, just minding your own business, maybe even having breakfast, because that's a thing that we obviously did, is have breakfast, and some guy's just standing in front of your window doing what, like, vaguely resembles masturbation. And you're just kind of like, do you see that guy outside there staring at us? Yeah, what's up with him? I don't know, but he's giving me the creeps. And you know, that's just a thing that I had. Like, I don't get it. I mean, I get looking at nice yachts, but if you see them literally every day, you'd think people would, you know, see it as relatively normal at some point. Just my 2 cents on this. Another thing is, being around people, like being around the same people for an entire week. I don't know about you guys, but I personally, when I'm around the same sort of people for like more than a couple of days, I get a little bit sick of not having some time to myself. And I know a lot of people feel that way. And it's just good to be back home and be able to sit down without anyone in your near vicinity and just chill on your own and not have anyone else to be up in your business. It's nice. Really, try it out. I'm sure you guys have no idea what it's like to be alone. And especially because I was sharing a room on the yacht with my brother, because we only had 3 rooms and we were 5 people. My parents, me and my brother and my grandmother. So obviously someone had to share a room with somebody else, and obviously it's gonna be the brothers, and my brother snores so loud, I'm not kidding, that your ears physically hurt. No shit. But you know, I kinda just got to live with it. Like, it wasn't a major problem. It was kind of a problem because I got really, really little sleep on that yacht. It was fine. It was actually a pleasant climate in the morning because the water kind of cools things down a little bit, and I like having a cool morning, but yeah, that was not that nice. And then obviously the bathroom is ridiculously small on a yacht. Like, literally our toilet, if you sat down on it, your sides were touching the wall of the boat and the wall to the shower. And the shower itself, you could stand inside it, and if you turned around, one part of you would physically touch another part of the boat. Like, there was just so little space in there. It was not even a square meter. Like, actually, a square meter would be a lot, I guess. But it was like not even half a square meter. I'm telling you. Apart from that, yeah, it was nice, and I enjoyed it very much. And it's probably something I really needed, just a break from everything. But I'm kind of glad to be back, and kind of glad to be sitting here in my room again. of course, there's a lot of stuff that has to be done now, like YouTube stuff for one thing, university stuff for another, and a lot of stuff apart from that that I'm not really gonna get into right now. Alright, what has been happening in my life apart from that the past week? Well, obviously I've been learning a few languages on Duolingo, or at least like I'm done with Dutch, and I think I'm like somewhat proficient at speaking it now. Like I can understand someone in a conversation if they're speaking slow enough for me to pick up the words, and I can actually have a conversation with them. But obviously Duolingo just gives you a good start, admittedly, but it's still just a start. Like, you're not gonna know a lot of words, and you're gonna have to kind of figure that out yourself. Apart from that, I started French. For some reason, I used to always say I'm never gonna learn French. French is so goddamn hard, I'm never even gonna bother with it. But I kind of just was like, you know what, whatever. Because, you know, Russian was a little bit too, like, exotic for me at the time. Apart from that, literally the only thing that I did while being back in Germany is, well, I bought Rust yesterday, and since then, that's all I've been doing. That game's just so freaking great. It's still in early access, which is amazing to me because it's already very fleshed out. Don't get me wrong, I'm on my own. I don't have any friends in that game. But, you know, it's just so much fun to play, even on your own, that I'm just like, okay, got a little bit of free time? Let's go. Let's play Rust. Let's get raided a couple of times, because obviously that happened. I made a lot of mistakes, don't get me wrong. And I had to pay for them. But it's just great, because you learn from them, and then you're just kind of getting the hang of it, and then you're pretty good. I have to get there still. But, great game. I would recommend it to everybody. Go ahead and buy it, and put me on your friends list, and let's play it together, because I'm totally into it. Sorry. I have been thinking about recording or streaming the game, but I'm like, okay, I'm still kind of a noob. There's still a lot of things that I don't know about. I'm not sure if it would be fun to watch, and the nights are very dark, so I'm not sure if you'll even be able to see anything. But if you're interested at all, if you're interested in watching me play Rust, then just leave a comment, say, hey, I would love to see that, and maybe I'll do it. Alright, apart from that, nothing at all happened to me, and I think this video has been going on for a while now. At least my stopwatch is saying 19 minutes, and that's plenty of time. I hope that this new video series, as I hope it will become, is a welcome change of pace from the usual videos that I put up. If you're watching this video as a first of my channel, welcome. I do Let's Plays as well. You should check those out, because barely anyone ever fucking does. And I hope I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you enjoyed this one. And that's all I have to say about that. Goodbye. And never forget, kids, don't skip school.